Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 non-negotiable games of life. Yeah, they're just 3. They are non-negotiable. Why are they non-negotiable? They are actually games that you cannot decide whether to play or not. In fact, whether you are aware or not, you are already playing those games. What actually matters is how good are you at playing the game. Now, when you understand that life is a game, it gives you a perspective that helps you make life more fun than having more stress. It helps you to be able to live life on your own terms, because everyone that plays any game, you will realize that it is your performance that determines your outcome. Just like the football game, every other game you can think of. And the interesting thing about the games is that you have the ability to get good at playing that game. So you are not stagnant. You are not going to remain the same way you have been all through. You can always improve. And you see, it's actually an option. You can decide that, well, where you are now, you have gotten to what you want, and then you just stop there. Now, why you may think that stopping there is good because of the things you are getting now, but you should understand that there are 2 basic laws that governs the earth, and if you are not playing by these laws, whatever level or stage you are at playing these 3 non-negotiable games, you may have yourself to blame. And what are those laws? They are actually the law of growth and the law of contribution. So if you want to become a master at playing this game, you need to understand that you need to keep growing. And if you look at the athletes that we have, or people who are into sport, any kind of sport, the reason why they are still relevant, those who have been on the top of their game, like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and every other games, whether basketball or the golf, just think of any game, the one that resonates with you. You will discover that they have made a decision to get good at their game. And the reason why they are getting good at their game is because they understand the makeup of the human being, that every human being has the capacity to become a better version of itself. So when you just leave yourself the way you are, life will come and then it will pass you. So people who are getting good at their game, they may take your place. But you see, another interesting thing about the game of life, unlike the other games that you play, like the football, the sport, why you have to play those other games with other people, the game of life, you are actually playing it alone. You don't have a competitor. You are just on your own. You are playing this game with yourself. So whether you become good at it or you remain the way you are, it is your choice. And if you really want to continue to be relevant in whatever sphere that you are in, then getting good at this game is the choice that you have to make. Now, what are these games? The first that I'm going to share with you is the game of health, the health game. You see, every man can only be relevant to the point that his health permits. And that is very, very key. Of course, you have had a lot of people say health is wealth and all those things. Well, why do you think health is wealth? Health is actually more than wealth. Because any man that is on the dying bed, you discover that when you ask that man, what do you need? The man is not going to tell you that, come, I need all the wealth in the world. No, the man will not give wealth in exchange for his health. But you see, many of us are playing that game, and the game is actually defeating us. And this is actually what many people do deliberately. So your ability to play the health game, knowing that you need health and vitality for you to be relevant and to do the things that you need to do on this earth, it's something that you cannot really jettison. It's something that you cannot throw away. It's something that you have to embrace. Take, for instance, if you are smoking, you should know that the health game is already playing you. You are not playing it. You are already losing out. Why you know that smoking is wrong? Yes, you only know it in your head, just the cognitive understanding of the fact that smokers are liable to die young, as the Ministry of Health will always propagate. But you can't find yourself not smoking. Now you are inflicting pain on yourself. You are defeating yourself in that game, because you may come up with lungs cancer. And then you know that excessive intake of alcohol is bad, but yet you drink to stupor. And what you are actually putting yourself to is that you are predisposed to liver cirrhosis. And many of the diseases that a lot of people suffer from today is not because they are disadvantaged, as it were. It's not because their genetic makeup predisposes them to those sets of diseases. It is just because the choices that they have made is putting them on the edge in the game of health. So when you understand that, for you to play well this game, I may not have time to talk about the rules that govern this game, but just to give you a hint. For the health game, you must be concerned about the things that goes inside of you, the things you eat. You must be very, very concerned about it. And then the second thing you should also be concerned is exercise. Exercise is non-negotiable. It's not something whether you feel like doing it or not. No, it's just something that you have to do. And the benefit of exercise cannot be overemphasized. A lot of write-ups out there talking about how exercise helps you to sleep less and sleep well, because it is not the quantity of sleep that matters, but the quality that you can get with the time that you have to sleep. And then exercise also helps you to concentrate, it helps you to focus, and it also helps in the development of the prefrontal cortex of the brain, and that is the part that is very important when it comes to thinking, when it comes to critical thinking and reasoning. So you see that health is something that you cannot, you don't have the choice to say, I will not play it. If you don't play it, the health game will play you. And come on, if you have to die, I think you should die honorably, and not because of the choices you made as a result of your health. Or maybe, the person died of cancer. And why did he come up with cancer? Because of his lifestyle. Come on, you should get good at this game and always remain fit, always remain healthy, and keep your vitality intact, because you need it if you must make progress on this earth. Now, the second game of life that you don't have option. In fact, you are playing the game, and there are indices that shows if you are good at playing that game, and that is the game of money, the money game. The money game is a game that every one of us play all the time. But you see, only very few have mastered the money game. And that is why only very few are financially wealthy. Only very few are financially free. Only very few actually have been able to, get to a point where they can do things the way they want to do it. They can live the way they want to live. You see, this is one of the things that interests me about my mentor, because it's helping me to play this money game very well. Peter Sage. Now, if you look at his life, he's someone who can, I just think he's someone who can wake up and decide where he wants to live on the earth. He can decide to say, I'm going to start living in Canada. I've had him, he has lived in Canada, he has lived in Dubai, and he's living now in Spain. So just imagine, that's because he has mastered the game and he's playing it very well. There are two rules that governs this game. You must understand the rule sets that govern the physical aspect of money, and also the spiritual aspect. When you use the religious terms, the spiritual aspect of money, of course you should know that money is an idea, and it only have meaning in the mind of men. Money does not mean anything to your dog. Money does not mean anything to the tree that is growing out there. It is only humans that have attached meaning to money. So if you know that money is an idea, then you can start understanding the rules that govern it from that realm, and then understanding that money also it's represented with the bills that you have, then you know that okay, there are also rules that governs it. And bringing these two rules together, I would say the head and the heart aligning together helps you to be a master at playing the game. So what is the third game of life that you don't have an option? The last one I'm sharing with you is the relationship game. You really don't have an option. You see, you are living on this earth. You are not living on this earth alone. You may sleep in your room alone, but if you have to do anything, if you have to do any transaction, you have to do anything in life, you definitely, in fact, it is the relationship game that actually brought you to this earth. If your father and your mother didn't have a relationship, you wouldn't have been here. So you can see that it began with the relationship game. Now, understanding this game, it makes you someone that can actually do anything in life and become successful at it. And for me, my tip to you for this game is that I divide the game into two: the vertical relationship game and the horizontal relationship game. The vertical relationship game is understanding the fact that you are on this earth not by yourself. You were created by God. And if you understand that you were created by God and always looking up, because God is more than us, is greater than us, is more intelligent than us, so I will rightly say that it's a vertical game. So you are always looking up to God. That's the reason why. Not like, heaven is up there, so you want, no, that's not the point. The point I'm making is that you have somebody, you have a being that is beyond you. How much congruency have you been able to build with him? How much relationship do you have with him? Like I tell people in my 5 areas of balance in life, which has to do with your faith, your family, your finances, your friends, and then also your fitness. The faith is what you can't decide not to talk about it. Your faith actually determines a lot of things that you do. So if you understand that, having a better relationship with God, understanding the things that draws you closer to him, because the more closer you are to God, the more you become good at what you do here on earth. Why? Because the infinite capacity and capability and ability of God will flow through you to the things that you do on the earth. So what about the horizontal game? The horizontal relationship game has to do with the people that you have around. Relationship with your spouse. How good are you at playing the relationship? The game of relationship with your spouse. How good are you with your kids? How good are you with your siblings? How good are you with your colleagues? How good are you at relating with your mentors and your mentees and your colleagues and your peers? How good? So knowing that these games have rules and understanding the rules that govern the game actually makes you somebody that everyone wants to be like. It makes you a legend. It makes you a master. It makes you a mentor to a lot of people. And I am inviting you to check out how you have been playing these 3 games and then see the ones that you need to update or upgrade. See the ones that you need to throw away, do away with some of those things that is defeating you in those games. And I believe that as you do this, your life is going to become much more better than you have ever been. Why? Because there is something greater that is lurking within you. You are not going to be defeated in the health game, so you will not have the time enough to fulfill the purpose for which you are here. You are not going to be defeated in the money game, and you will not have sufficient enough to live out the true expression of your life on the earth. And you are not going to be defeated in the relationship game for you not to be able to have loved ones and relate cordially with people. I hope that these 3 games, playing them well and then mastering the rule, will give you an edge over a lot of people. I hope that this means a lot to you, and if it does, then click the like button. And then also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button and then turn on the notification bell so you always get every video I upload. Thank you for sticking with me. I am Osas-Daniel, the Mind Master. Have a pleasant day ahead of you, and see you in the next